Hello everyone, my name is Pablo Espel and I'm proud to present you my company Eagle Air. I've always been passionate about airplanes. After getting my commercial plane license, quickly after my corporate management studies, I decided to make it my business. That's why I created Eagle Air in 1974. First, I flew by myself and with a friend as co-pilot, Etienne Publi. Our first plane was an old Caravelle that you can see in this picture. We did many flights with this old cuckoo, transporting cargo across Middle Europe. After a few years, the business was so successful, I decided to develop the company and change it from a small familial firm into a real airline company. We gradually increased our fleet, hired staff and pilots, and we started to transport passengers. We opened our first regular flight route between Zurich and Geneva in 1979. Many other routes followed right after. My vision was to provide high-quality services on board to attract the wealthy travelers segment that was the only regular segment at this time. In the end of the 90s, the company faced the creation of online cooperators of air tickets, the expanding number of cheaper competitors and the growing trends of flying cheap with less services. Because of these new factors, average flight ticket prices fell 50% in 30 years, and Eagle Air struggled to achieve their annual performance goals. In the last few years, we have been forced to reduce our costs and onboard services to lower the ticket prices. Since then, we are gradually losing market shares, struggling to define our targeted segments, and if we are not doing anything soon, the company will be forced to close in the next 3 to 5 years. So I realized that I'm not capable of solving this industry-related issue by myself. That's why I decided to contact Patron and Partner Consulting, well known for handling cases of this size.
I am Filippo Patron, CEO of P&P consulting firm. We thank Mr. Espel very much for having given us his trust. Even though Mr. Espel generally and efficiently covered the problem at hand, me and my partners thought better to start by having a more technical overview of Eagle Air's issues. Firstly, we believe that Mr. Espel should embrace the change or die dictum from Tom Peter. In fact, his leading style in the company has not seen a significant change since he entered the market in 1979. This issue is easily addressed and my partners will implement some readily solutions to the problem. Some other issues are not so simply resolved. Indicators show that the loss in revenue and market shares can not only be blamed on the current industry issues. Moreover, Eagle Air also suffers from a high waste of service production in many daily tasks of the business. For example, being this indicator so high means that many employees in the business repeat obsolete actions. Our audit clearly emphasized a miscommunication problem for the company. In fact, the company has been growing over the years and the communication channels used by the management towards the employees and vice versa did not change and expand equally. Due to this problem, it is possible to recognize an issue with the total company output. Moreover, this exponentially growing miscommunication gap leads to the implementation of obsolete SOPs that increase the operational costs massively. This spike in cost means that both operating and managerial employees could not meet objectives without going over budget, leading to an important decrease in staff motivation. I will pass now the word to my two partners Alberto and Flavio that will explain in depth the issues and introduce ways to gradually solve them.
In a fast-changing environment, we have to understand that it is important to adapt to the new market conditions on a regular basis. We propose a split-up to be the best solution in order to attract a wide range of customers and therefore increase the value on both sides. With a split up, Eagle Air will have the opportunity to separate the market into two different parts and so focus on the special needs of each of them.
First of all, we start with a look into the history of Eagle Air. Later on, we discussed the issue with our client, Mr. Espel, and conducted a research in order to fully understand the threats on the industry. Furthermore, we had the chance to speak with a wide range of industry leaders. Through this method, we were able to understand where the issue lies and how we have to proceed. For the time being, Eagle Air is not competitive within the market. Even though the international flights are economically profitable for the organization, the European business segment is outdated and therefore causing a negative effect on the overall financial results. A split up is inevitable to be able to focus on the individual market segments and its problems. Our plan shows the creation of Eagle Express, a sub-brand of the still existing, traditional and value-driven Eagle Air. The newly created sub-brand Eagle Express will cover the European market with destinations below 4 hours, with a few exceptions outside Europe. Eagle Express offers its customers flights at an affordable price in order to become competitive within nowadays market segment leaders such as EasyJet or Ryanair. To sustain the price reduction, Eagle Express will be based in Basel, a secondary airport close to its main quarter in Zurich. Due to its proximity, Eagle Air will not need to restructure the business organization and can avoid duplication. As a competitive advantage, Eagle Express will strive to use primary destination airports whenever possible, never considering inconvenient airports. This will positively affect the value delivered to the customers. With the focus on efficiency and profitability, Patron and partners has structured a survey in order to find destinations which are more suitable with the needs of nowadays travelers. Therefore, we have cut out the most unpopular destinations for good, reduced the frequency for certain destinations, and introduced seasonal destinations such as Mallorca in summer or Agadir in winter. Regarding the fleet, Eagle Express will convert 20 airplanes from the original Eagle Air fleet and make them more suitable for its future needs. To give an example, the business class will be removed and replaced with economy seats. Regarding the exterior, the Eagle Air logo will be substituted with the new Eagle Express logo. The new logo will demonstrate a change in the company's culture. A modern culture which keeps its old values but targets a more dynamic segment. A further cost reduction will be the implementation of the typical low-cost carrier business model, extra service, extra cost. For example, usage of secondary airports, preferred and assigned seating costs extra, an extra fee for baggages, catering other items rather than basic beverages, and many more. Regarding the staff, studies show that it's more efficient and socially tolerated to keep the actual staff instead of hire new, possibly cheaper, but inexperienced workforces.
Eagle Air will operate independent from Eagle Express. We will continue delivering the traditional service and values our loyal customers are used to. Eagle Air will operate overseas, covering the long-distance flights. We believe that this market has been and will continue to be our main focus. For this reason, the Eagle Air fleet will remain bigger and stronger than Eagle Express. We will implement certain improvements to our airplanes. Larger and more comfortable seats with the latest technology in order that our customers can enjoy, relax and have fun during the overseas flights. The marketing strategy will drastically change in order to stay up to date and clearly define our market. One of the implementations will be the change of the logo. We would like to adapt it to the 21st century and therefore make it more attractive and colorful. We believe that this will make the image of Eagler stronger and at the same time more attractive. Due to the reduction in planes and staff, Eagler will focus on the most popular and financially attractive destinations around the globe. The unpopular destinations that are not profitable will simply be deleted. With this measure, we will be able to reduce high number of costs that negatively influence the profits of Eagler in the past years. We consider the split up of the company to become especially challenging in terms of employees. We have used the chance of this change and distributed the staff according to the good to great model. We strongly believe that this will lead to the fact of having the most suitable people in each brand. Even though, as already mentioned, the main quarter for both Eagle Air and Eagle Express will continue to be in Zurich, they will be clearly separated and work on different floors. The hiring of new employees will be inevitable due to the expansion of the company and an increase of duties.
First of all, I would like to thank you for your time and the proposed solution. I would like to ask you two questions, which I'm still a little bit concerned about. As I said, I raised the company by myself, and I know and I care about all my employees. So, what negative effects might those changes have on my employees?
Please, allow me to answer your question. When you decide to do such a restructuration in an organization, it is very important to focus on how employees think, feel and behave during transformational periods. If you are able to maintain a high level of engagement among the employees, the changes done in the company will have a higher chances to succeed. With this high engagement, employees feel a strong personal alignment to the mission, vision and objectives of the organization, and will so give their best at their workplaces because they really feel part of the whole community. On the other hand, if the employees are not involved in those changes, they might adapt to a more passive attitude, where they will simply come to work and go through the actions without any particular interest in their output. And so the productivity and quality of service will suffer the consequences. We understand that the employees may be afraid and feel anger in the beginning of the change process, as Kubler-Ross mentioned in his theory. Our main focus has to be that we make sure we lead them through the process of bargaining and depression, and to get them to accept them and move on. Furthermore, as Kubler-Ross also explains, the staff will be afraid to lose their jobs if they speak up against a change, and would rather passively resist. Nevertheless, as mentioned above, we do not only strive for a change in the structure of the organization, but also in the leadership. We want to include the thoughts and beliefs of our employees in our decision-making process. In order to motivate the employees to speak up, we will create an anonymous online feedback session where all employees are able to share their opinions. Patron and Patrons highly recommends to Mr. Pablo Espel to further continue with these feedback sessions on a regular basis.
Thank you very much for your answer. Secondly, you have explained that my leadership needs to be changed. What do you suggest me to do regarding the upcoming change? What is my position going to be?
Let me answer you this question. The contradictions that you're facing is between the creation of economic value and the safeguard of your employees. We suggest a more participative leadership style and to be highly involved into the company's transition. As a consulting firm, we can suggest you possible changes to implement, but you, as a company owner and person of trust, must be the leader of the change.
Lastly, I still have some doubts in regard to the different change model that I believe you implemented in my company. The good to great and the value driven models. Could you please give me some additional information?
Absolutely. During the change process, we implemented these two complementary models. The good to great model relates more to the practical results the company can achieve thanks to changes in its organizational structure. The first one out of the 7 concepts of the model is personally related to the leadership figure. Without a level 5 leader, it is impossible to achieve any other objective. We believe that the 4th concept is the core of this first theory, the hedgehog concept. In fact, all other sections, apart from the first one on leadership, are focused on the product or environmental issues like this one. The hedgehog is particularly interesting because it identifies in the gray area between passion, skills, and profit of the organization the creation of a successful product. We believe that the split up of Eagle Air aided in reaching of this gray area without any of the singular companies interfering with the others' benefit. The second model relates mainly to the human capital of the organization, dividing the top concept of Maslow hierarchy of needs into an ulterior 7 levels of consciousness. In addition to these, there is the base idea of cultural entropy. The general rule is to have a low cultural entropy to drive up revenue.
In conclusion, an overview of our progress is necessary. All the solutions that we proposed went toward the objective to make Eagle Air a much more agile organization and more financially attractive to potential outside investors. We believe that our work really helped to freshen up an outdated, structured company, making it effectively enter the 21st century. I would like to personally thank Mr. Espel again for his cooperation and, safe flying.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for your work, and I hope with your help, Eagle Air will be great again.